DuckTales, woo!
Quack, quack.
They're my funny feathered friends, DuckTales.
Where's Webigail? We gotta get her back, quack, quack.
DuckTales love adventure. Huey, Louie, Dewey, and Webigail, too.
Quack, quack.
DuckTales, woo! Funny feathered friends for...
Ah, shit. This episode of the BRG podcast has been brought to you by our patrons. Here at BRG, we'd like to thank those patrons who have subscribed and donated. It is because of generosity like yours that makes this show possible.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the BRG podcast.
How can we fuck up today?
Oh my goodness.
He's your host.
All right, so hey, here we are, and today we're gonna be talking about some news in the video game industry and others things, and then we're gonna.
Shit, is that what we do here?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do.
Fuck! I thought we heard us talk shit about things. We're talking shit about you. Oh. Hey, by the way, I'm a host. My name is WarpedJester, and he's a host. His name is.
My name is Kirrok. Hi, guys. Welcome.
I was going to say Nanook of the North, but I think I've used that one before.
Wait. No, actually, I don't think you did.
Okay, this is Nanook of the North. And, hey, just FYI, if anything goes wrong with the podcast, totally not my fault. My hands are right here. I am not controlling the podcast this time. That's all his fault.
Yeah, it's me. It's me, guys. It's all my fault. Since we switched over to the actual podcast being a live stream, we've set it all up and we've had our bumps, and now it's my turn to helm the ship. And it's a tricky thing, but it's awesome. It's a good learning experience, so I'm okay with it.
Hopefully. Yeah. Hey, just a reminder, guys, we are but a small piece of the whole, which is Bell Rocket Gaming. We actually do shit like gaming. I know, it's amazing, right? We actually have people who play games and stuff. We actually have to get together and do games and stuff. And we've got a whole bunch of other stuff and things that you can enjoy in terms of media. And we're going to tell you all about that at the end of the show, including how to get a hold of us, how to chat with us, how to watch more of our shit, etc. So definitely make sure you stay tuned towards the end and get all the details. Or just if you want to cheat the system, you can just scroll down on this page right here on Twitch and see all the links to our website and YouTube and things like that.
Whatnot and stuff.
Hey. But yeah, like Kirrok said, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of newsy bits and fun stuff, and this is usually a part, Kirrok, where we say we should probably just get into it.
Yeah,
are you ready?
I think we should. So let's go do it. All right, be right back. Okay, guys. So we're into the headlines.
Yay!
Yeah, hey,
We got some winners for you.
I think you're up.
I am. Let's start off with the fact that Epic Games are a bunch of fucking trolls, and I love them for it. So players bitch and Epic Games listens. After a month-long debate over whether Fortnite needs vehicles or not, publisher Epic Games has decided to roll up and smoke players by adding shopping carts. Yes, you heard it here
yes,
first.
that's
Shopping
right.
carts. You can now take these wonderful rides, and Kirrok can show you the video of it, out for a stroll, if you will. And they are wonderful things. You can push them up hills and roll down hills very quickly, traverse areas very quickly, jump in the cart, do some drive-bys with them. It's wonderful.
It's some good stuff.
So fucking trolly. I love them.
So keeping on, all signs point to Fortnite being launched on the Nintendo Switch, guys. This is pretty sick. So at this point in time, basically what's happening is there are rumors that have been cropping up in anticipation to E3 or leading to E3, and this is pretty epic. So at this point, it's still kind of not cemented, but likely going to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Bad puns, Kirrok.
Oh, and
You good? We
Yeah,
happy?
yeah, go.
I'm not sure if you were leaving it off on that bad pun or not.
No, I'm good with that.
Hey, just keep on the news with the whole Fortnite thing. The other battle royale game, PUBG. Yeah, player numbers have been steadily declining for a while now, since February. It doesn't look like they're going to improve anytime soon. So, golly gosh, Kirok, what do you do when somebody steals your idea?
You sue the shit out of them. But
You should do that.
still keeping on with oh shit. Give me one sec. I just hit the wrong tab. Okay, keeping on with Nintendo. Nintendo Pokemon First Switch game will hit the console this November, and it will connect to your Pokemon Go. There will be two games, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eve, and you can use a real Pokemon ball, kinda, sorta. It's really cool. You guys got to watch the video.
It's a controller. Don't throw this at people.
But it's awesome. Look at this though. I'm not a Pokemon fan, but still, I'm sure there are people out there, and when they see this,
Just the fact that you can take Pokemon Go and merge it with your Switch to play with the Switch, I think it's going to help kind of revive Pokemon Go again and get people outside. And God forbid, taking your portable gaming device like a Switch with you places and actually going out and taking a walk. It's called the outside.
The great outdoors.
I don't know about that, but depends on how hot it is. Hey, in other news, guys, let's go ahead and talk about Microsoft, who has decided to have the Xbox ambassadors, who happen to be volunteers that get Xbox rewards in exchange for supporting the community, are going to be replacing the paid staff that were doing this job, and also the ones that train the ambassadors to help out.
No way.
Yes. Hi, we're going to help teach you how to do this, and we're going to get let go so you can take our jobs.
That's good stuff.
Stay classy.
Isn't that how all businesses
stay classy.
Okay, a leaked image of a keychain accessory for the game Assassin's Creed Odyssey basically hit the internet and prompted Ubisoft to release a 5-second teaser trailer, which is kind of cool. The trailer hints that the new installment will be in Greece. I remember them saying, no, we're going to spend more time on this, what was it, Origins? And now, sure enough, there's another one.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's keychain, but okay.
Whatever.
Hey, remember the active shooter game that we talked about last week?
Yes.
Yeah, that's been pulled off the Steam platform after there was a huge backlash from shooting survivors. Shock of shocks.
I wonder why, eh? Bethesda teases Fallout 76 ahead of the E3 premiere. This looks like basically we won't have to wait too long for a new game in the installment in the series, which is amazing for those who love the Fallout series. Speculation, however, is it will be a spin-off and not a full-blown game. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Either way, I don't care. I'm already intrigued. Fallout 4 is fantastic to watch. I haven't played the goddamn game, and I love it to death.
Yeah, it's a great game. And I played a little bit of it in VR. I
played Fallout Shelter on my phone for a while.
It was fun. I agree. Yeah. Carrying on, Atari's Retro VCS console is now available for pre-order. There are two models available. There is a black Onyx for $199 US, and there is a wood front finish for $299. Apparently, they blew past their Indiegogo goal of $100,000. Last time I saw it, they were over 1 million, and they did it in a matter of minutes. It was insane.
People really want this shit to happen, and I am hoping to God it is not a fat fucking flop.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of fat fucking flops, did you hear about the Solo movie that came out last weekend?
Why, yes, I did.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. No.
Well, apparently you and a lot of other people didn't either because, Solo dropped in the theaters and then dropped a fat dookie because apparently with poor box office numbers, the opening weekend had a little over $103 million for a movie that cost over $250 million. Speculation they're putting out like 150 million for opening night.
And it didn't work out.
It fell way the fuck short. I haven't seen it yet. My wife went and saw it opening weekend, and she is like, I mean, she's not like oh my god fanboy of Star Trek or Star Wars, but she's a Disney nerd and she likes Star Wars a lot. And she came home and mentioned almost nothing about it. It's like, yeah, we saw it. You know, it's like, oh wow, that's a screaming negative.
Yeah. Oh, so this is what they were talking about in that chat room. They asked me, do you solo? I was like, yeah, I solo all the time with lube and internet.
Jesus Christ.
Moving on.
And
Insurgency.
moving on.
All right. Sandstorm. So this is the next installment in the Insurgency series, and a lot of people have been waiting for this. It hits early access in early September on Steam. It's called Insurgency Sandstorm. Yeah. This is expected to be a pretty good game. Apparently, it's a hard game, the game that already came out, and I didn't actually believe it was a really good game until I actually played it myself, and I loved it. It was great. Good game.
I haven't played the game, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm always intrigued by things like this. And, you know, this kind of things you look at the game and go, okay, it could be interesting. And this is the beautiful thing about the modern internet. You go to Twitch, you type in the game name, you find
watch somebody
people.
play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, guys. So
All right.
one last little piece of news for our headlines here, and it is kind of a sad one. For those of you who don't know, Ted Dabney, who is a co-founder of Atari and a video game pioneer, has died at age 81. So he was a principal person in the early days of video games, and he is one of those people that if he didn't exist, video games would not be what they are today as a result. So rest in peace, dear friend, and you will be missed.
Yeah, well, ended off on a little bit of a sad note. I did see this article, yeah. All right, guys, so we're going to get into some game releases. I did a nice one up this week, so enjoy.
Okay, guys.
Welcome back to another Game Releases with me, Kirok. This week we have a few, so let's get into it, guys. There's some racing ones in there that look pretty good. And your first game, guys, is on June 5th. It is Onrush for PS4 and Xbox One. And this is an off-road racer. It looks like the ultimate off-road racing game, actually. I watched the trailer, and man, oh man, there is some fast-paced racing awaiting for you in this game. Looks like you can race dirt bikes, off-road trucks, ATVs, and more. If you have an affinity for big air jumps, stunts that are out of this world, then rest assured you'll enjoy this game quite a bit. Also on June 5th, you have Origami Shadow Edition. This is coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One. It is a stealth game, but you are a ninja. This game was originally released in 2016, but now in the Shadow Edition, you get the expansion bundled in with it. I watched the trailer, and it so much reminds me of Tenchu, my favorite game of all time. I guess you could call it a spiritual successor, but not quite, because you are a dead ninja that's resurrected to carry out missions, while in Tenchu, you are a mortal ninja and you fight for honor. Either way, the game looks amazing, and the graphics have a clean, hyper cartoon, realistic look to it. Also on June 5th, you have Vampire. This is coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One. It is an action-adventure game set in, well, actually it's set in London in 1918, and it has a really dark and hopeless atmosphere. You play as a doctor, and you're sworn to heal the people of London, and you've just been turned into a vampire. Your struggle becomes a quest to cure London of a ravaging flu that's going on, but all the while you're torn because you're feeding off the very people you're trying to save. The plot is very intriguing, and the graphics look exceptional. But when it comes to blood, I might be a little bit squeamish. And once again, on June 5th, we have Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn. This is coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. It is a brawler. Now, when I first saw this trailer, I thought it was an elaborate joke, but no, it's actually a game, and a good-looking one at that. Now, to be clear, Shaq Fu first came out back on the Super NES in '94, but I didn't know this. This game, well, has Shaquille O'Neal in it, and he is the main character, and he's a kung fu master kicking demon ass disguised as celebrities. The premise is goofy, but the type of game that it is looks really fantastic. And on June 6th, we have Anti-Graviator. I had to slow it down because it's Anti-Gravity and Navigator meshed into one. The game is coming out for PC only, and it is a racing game. Now, if you guys remember back to the old Wipeout days, this is basically that game, but on steroids. It's pretty awesome. It is very visually pleasing, and you get to race some really futuristic-looking hovercrafts. If Wipeout was a game that you enjoyed, then you want to give this one a try. I'm sure you won't be sorry. And your last game, guys, on June 7th is MotoGP 18. This is coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One. It is a moto racing game, motorcycle racing game. So this is the next installment in the MotoGP series for 2018. The game is a motorcycle racing game through and through with a plethora of bikes and tracks for you to race on. I mean, just look at the graphics. I can easily see people getting addicted to this game. I just want them to release a VR version? Come on, please. And that's it, guys. We've reached the end of this game releases. There were quite a few in there. 3 of them were racing games, like I said at the beginning. Really cool. Thanks for coming, guys. I will see you again next week, and bye for now. All right, guys, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that game releases. I had a lot of fun making it.
Whoa, hold up.
What?
Game release?
Yeah.
Shaq Fu?
Shaq Fu.
Really?
Yep.
Fucking Shaq. Oh, God. You know we've hit, like, maximum saturation of fucking games out there when you're listing off a game called Shaq Fu.
I know. And he's a master ninja. Or no, Kung Fu. Master Kung Fu.
Oh, my God. My fucking brain hurts so bad right now. It's amazing. Like, seriously, you cannot be worse than that. You just can't. Well, actually, you can't be. As a matter of fact, speaking of things can actually be as bad as they sound.
How much more worse?
Let's talk about Roseanne.
All right. Okay.
Roseanne, the woman that had the show named after her that ran for quite a few years back when we were kids, and just recently rebooted to really, really good numbers and really good reviews. You know that, Roseanne?
Yeah.
Yeah. Show got canceled.
How? Okay. So I know something was rumbling in the news about Roseanne, but I didn't quite listen or see. So I'm learning off what you're telling me. Whoa. So how long was it going for, the show?
A few episodes. But it was doing well while it did. But yeah, it got canceled. It didn't get canceled because of the show. It got canceled because of the fucking loudmouth lead person in the show, who, again, it was named after Roseanne Barr. Mm-hmm. She decided to throw a tweet out there that was incredibly insensitive, inappropriate, stupid, mindless, dumb.
Okay.
Fucking. I mean, just okay. So here's the deal. Let me. You want to talk about a fucking shit show? Holy Christ. So here we go. Okay, so Roseanne's tweet that kicks it off was Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ. VJ stood for Valerie Jarrett, who is an Obama White House aide. So basically, she just attributed a African-American person to an ape.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's just there is. I'm gonna say on top. There is no way you are coming out of this clean, especially, and forgive me, but especially if you are not black. This is a faux pas, no matter how you put it. I'm sorry. So ABC's response, ABC Network's response was they canceled the show. The ABC Entertainment president Channing Dungey said in the statement, Roseanne's Twitter statement is abhorrent, repugnant, and insensitive. Inconsistent with our values. Yeah. With our values, and we have decided to cancel her show as a result. Bob Iger, head of Disney, the company that owns ABC, basically this guy's boss, responded saying, there is only one thing to do here, and that is the right thing. And that's exactly what happened. So basically they said, I do not know what the fuck is going on with her, but we are totally not on board with this. We're not going to make excuses for this. and we're fucking done here. Now, the funny thing is of course, this being what it is, everybody's going to get involved. And it is amazing the people that come out of the woodwork. There are a bunch of Republicans and conservatives that are doing mental gymnastics trying to justify this, get around this, write it off somehow. And there are some people, even within Fox News, who are just like, that was bullshit. We're out. Like, even Fox is like, hell no, we ain't touching another 10-foot pole. But of course, who's going to step in and say something? Trump.
Oh, gosh.
Because yeah, why not?
This just gets better and better.
Oh, it's great. Trump responded with replied to Bob Iger's tweet. Bob Iger from ABC called Valerie Jarrett to let her know that ABC does not tolerate comments like these made by Roseanne Barr. Gee, he never called President Donald Trump, referring to himself in third person, to apologize for all the horrible statements made and said about me on ABC. Maybe I just didn't get the call. Yes, because once again, here's Trump. It's all about me. It's all about me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the president. I'm the president. Hi. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, so that's great. So,
meanwhile, in Canada, beavers are making dams.
Oh, but wait. But wait, it does get better.
All right, okay.
So, Roseanne Barr first responds to all the nuclear fallout of this horrific thing by first saying that the error in judgment was a result of being hopped up on Ambien, a sleep assistive drug.
Wow.
Yeah, because it happens. Take too many Ambien and you become a racist, apparently. She then goes on to apologize to Valerie and to all Americans, saying, I'm truly sorry for making this joke, and blah, 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 blah. Forgive me, and I am leaving Twitter. So I guess something good came out of it.
Twitter's a safe place now.
I won't go that far. A little postscript here for you. Sanoff, whatever it is, the makers of Ambient, actually tweeted a response to all this saying, while all pharmaceutical treatments have side effects, racism is not a known side effect of any Sanoff medication.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well played. Well played.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. That's amazing.
Oh, holy shit. I bring this up because obviously it's not very game related or anything like that. But I bring this up because I want to point this out in that this wasn't even like a direct comment. It wasn't like, all people are just almost apes or anything like that. It was a somewhat, I won't say subtle, but somewhat kind of sidestepped comment that associated African American with ape. And even conservatives, lots of conservatives were flat out like, you know what, we're not putting up with this shit anymore. This has gone too fucking far. So I applaud everybody who immediately went, yeah, you know what, this is bullshit, and we're not supporting it. We're not going to justify it. We're not going to end round it in any way. We're just going to say straight up, this was ass, and it should have never been said. So I applaud people for that. For the actual, for once in our lives, the smaller group of people that actually tried to justify this or write it off somehow, the tides, they are changing, people, and you can fuck off because this was not okay by any stretch of the imagination. And anybody who tries to write this off or lighten it in any way are a bunch of dicks. And they deserve to get dumped on in every way, shape, or form for not supporting it, but just flat out saying, hey, this wasn't okay. Mm. If you try to just ignore it, that's a problem at this point. You need to accept this. This is something that has needed to happen and needs to start happening more. People need to start standing up when they see this kind of shit happening, going, nope.
No, exactly. You're 100% right.
We've had our frills. We have a useless, racist president and a following of officials and chiefs and whatnot under him that are old crusty white folk that are fucking racist or completely disconnected to what the actual mix of America is. And we're now, we've had people rise up and all the rednecks going, yeah, you, fuck those people. And that's great. They all came out and started saying that. And now we can figure out who they are and start hunting their asses down and beating them over the head. Not physically, people. Don't do that. That'll just get you in trouble. But let them come out of the woodwork and then shame the shit out of them and do everything you possibly can to make them look and feel as stupid as they really are. And this is that first step towards it, I hope. I really, really do.
I got you.
So, get on board with it and definitely I hope more people are like that. Anyways, let's get back into more gaming stuff.
I'll bring you guys into gaming. So, oh, god damn it, I did it again. Here we go. Oh,
oops, shit. He did it again.
Give me a sec. All right, so I'm going to talk about an article from Rock, Paper, Shotgun, and this is PUBG to sue Epic Games over Fortnite similarities.
There it is.
That's the one, guys. So a possible lawsuit was essentially in the rumbling in the horizon late 2017 when
since Epic announced Fortnite Battle Royale.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Back in what?
Bluehole, the actual parent company, because if you remember, PUBG is made by Bluehole, and then Bluehole, what Bluehole did is they formed a subsidiary corporation called PUBG Corp, and now PUBG Corp handles everything PUBG. But Bluehole's vice president stated, after listening to the growing feedback from our community and reviewing the gameplay for ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known. So they started shaking in their boots a little bit. Now, hang on. Before I continue, I want to say I'm a PUBG person. Fortnite, hey, you know what? It's a great game. It's awesome. Not my cup of tea. I just don't like the cartoony look of it. But going on, they brought up specific examples, and the article states which kinds of examples they are, and that is user interface as well as similarities in gameplay and structural replication in the Battle Royale mode. Can you trademark that kind of stuff? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but
trademarks, one of the defining features of trademarks is it can't be already have prior art. You can't trademark an idea that's already existed for so long and out there, or is a blatant, already patented kind of thing. So, yeah. I suppose yes. No, I gotta be honest with you. I'm looking at the interfaces here, and I'm trying to understand what elements of interface.
I don't think they look very similar because I've seen both, and
I'm looking. I'm trying to understand here. I'm not seeing. I mean, okay. Let's back up here. Hey, everybody, play along at home real quick. Dude, just look up Fortnite interface, and then open a second tab and look up PUBG interface.
And tell him, that's a good example.
And then while you're at it, go ahead and pull up another tab and just look up FPS interface.
Like a generic search.
Yeah, just interface. See what there is.
While you guys are doing that, they basically now what's happening is they are going ahead with a filing for this suit.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, there's no court date set, but it's basically they're gonna have to set a court date for proceedings. So you're looking at the two of them.
I'm seeing a whole lot of similarity here, Kirok.
For a second, I actually believed you.
Oh no! There's no joke here to be had. I'm looking at the interface for EverQuest Online that has a similar interface to PUBG, and that's been out since the early 2000s.
EverQuest? Yeah.
I'm looking at an
interface I'm sure you're very familiar with.
Yep, Fallout 4 is a very similar interface to PUBG, and that's been out since before PUBG. I'm seeing a lot of their faces look a lot. It's a fucking first-person shooter, you dumbasses! What the fuck do you think? Please, somebody look through this fucking lawsuit and tell me what in God's name is so infringing here. You have a little bar with options on it. You have a map in some corner. You have an interface can pop
There's
up.
going to
for
be a health
inventory.
bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean seriously. Holy shit, dude.
So
This is desperation because they're losing people left and right.
they
because
are.
they can't innovate their damn game.
It's declining in terms of popularity now, PUBG.
Yep.
And so, I mean, both Fortnite and PUBG have been hugely successful games. I mean, lately we've seen Epic Games make some moves that allowed it to pull ahead of Fortnite, of PUBG. So Fortnite, Epic Games, who makes Fortnite, basically did certain things, took certain steps, and now they're leaving PUBG in the dust. And all the while, it seems like they're sticking it to them. They're making fun of them, like the cart, the shopping cart instead of actual vehicles. It's kind of funny how these guys are taking a good twist on it. You were gonna say something?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, guys. Again, we're still new to the whole streaming thing. I just happened to look over at the stream chat and just realized that Nutty Cottontail popped in.
Oh, okay. Hey, Nutty.
And
I don't have
dropped
it up.
100 bits on us.
No way! Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the 100 biddies. That's awesome.
That, man. We're still trying to get our bearings on us. We don't have like the little flash things coming up just yet, so I apologize in advance if that didn't work out or whatever. I totally did not even fucking notice this. I apologize,
Okay.
but we'll get our sea legs here. I've always been a YouTuber, so but anyways, I digress. I just want to point that out.
No, that's awesome. That's cool.
I don't know what to say about this. I'm really curious to get into the bitter details of the lawsuit and find out what specific items they are noting. Because again, we had this conversation
A little while back.
way back at the end of last year when Fortnite Battle Royale was first announced and came out, and noted that while and this was way back then that Bluehole, makers of this game, first stated, hey, it's not beyond us to sue here because they're infringing on our intellectual property. And we even said back then, for what? A battle royale? Something that has like an early 90s Japanese movie called Battle Royale? You mean that kind of game? Hunger Game style, that kind of thing?
So
give me a fucking break.
I want to do some other types of comparison. For example, PUBG, right? PUBG itself is a game that you have to buy. Number one.
Yep.
Okay, so you have to spend money to actually get this game. And
you gotta spend money to make money. Oh, wait.
This game has been kind of played with bugs on the PC version. They've been slow to update. They did release on Xbox, and that game is basically a shoddy experience at best. My brother plays it, and he went from an Xbox One to an Xbox One X. In other words, he had to have a better console in order to marginally improve the gameplay in that game, right? So if you compare that, or in contrast to Fortnite, Fortnite is a free-to-play game. So you can download it on a PC, PS4, potentially, eventually, as you saw in the headlines, on a Switch. You can download it on an Xbox, and you can play it. You can even download it on a mobile device, and you can play cross-platform on Xbox, PC, and mobile. Like, that is impressive. That is crazy.
So the game is far more flexible and open?
Yeah, you can say that. And the other thing, too, is they are updating it on a regular basis. They have season passes that you can pay for, but those things include more cosmetic type things and goals that you want to try and reach. But, they include characters. Like, what was that character from the Marvel movie that was in it not too long ago?
Which one?
The bad guy. I can't remember.
Which movie?
Oh, I don't know. The latest one that came out. I don't follow the Marvel movies. The guy with the big gauntlet.
Oh, Thanos. Thank you.
There we go.
God,
So,
I haven't seen that movie yet. I apologize.
so the reason I bring this up is this is all for free, and they are on top of it, and now they're pulling ahead of PUBG, and this is honestly probably making Bluehole shake in their boots. The article goes on to talk about how legal battles of this kind may seem pretty innocent at first appearance because it looks like it's a copyright thing. But what the sinister part of it is that it sets a legal precedent. So if, let's say, they took these guys to court, if Bluehole took Epic to court and won, then this would set a legal precedent so that other game developers could potentially do the same thing. And it could lock down a type or a genre of games completely. The actual person who wrote this article on Rock, Paper, Shotgun, as an example, he says, take Doom, for example. Most FPS games at that time were referred to as Doom clones. And he says, imagine if ID or id, the company that made Doom, had legal power to shut down any other FPS game because of similarities.
Oh, it would have been a totally different game.
Yeah, it would have been a totally different game, and it would change the landscape for all other games.
Well, I mean, and the thing about that, and again, I hate the rehashes because I know we talked about it before, but worth talking about nonetheless is if we're talking about the fundamental game idea, like a first-person shooter, or a battle royale, or an MMO, if you could well and truly patent the idea or call copyright on that, then the gaming landscape would be a lot more narrow. Not to mention the fact that patents don't tend to always try to pick out some element of something.
Okay.
So if you have a massive online RPG battle royale, somebody could pick that off and say, hey, World of Warcraft had these battle arenas, and they could be construed as battle royale, and those were out before PUBG was.
They were battlegrounds. I know what you mean.
We would have a lot less studios, a lot less games, a lot less variety, and to be quite frank and honest, we would have stagnated. Games would not have perpetuated and evolved. I mean, especially when you think about it. Yeah, we are. I mean, I jokingly say we're kind of hitting a saturation point with games with Shaq Fu, but the fact that but in all fairness, the fact that you can't say, well, I created the side scroller, so therefore I have patent rights to you. Nobody else can do a side scroller of any kind, means a lot of different types of side scrollers can come along, and a lot of different games come along that have great storylines, great character base, great controls. They're innovative. People can take an idea and then innovate on it and make it better. Now, again, to be fair, the whole idea of patent law is to patent an idea you have so that you, by all rights, for a limited amount of time, can make a profit off of your idea before it becomes public domain. This situation here, though, is just not that. It's a very broad idea, and you can't do anything about it. And again, we're just talking about the battle royale element. I can't say specifically what particular elements are looking at, but they said UI interface. Well, we've already kind of debunked that, in my opinion. Okay, so what else you got to throw at us, right?
So true.
So,
by the way, that's guys, pretty much it. Go ahead.
Oh, by the way, guys, because we are on Twitch and because it's kind of a discussionary element here, you guys are welcome to chime in. You're welcome to speak up and speak your mind on this as well. We love to get more people kind of chatting on it, so
absolutely
pipe up.
Yeah. There was one little tidbit extra in this, which I don't think really applies, but the writer used it and said that there was a company called Silicon Knights, a developer from back in the late 2000s.
That sounds like a porn. No.
Sorry. That developer in 2007 tried to sue Epic Games, but I don't recall what he said for. Anyways, it backfired. It ended up biting them in the ass and ultimately putting them out of business because Epic won, and then they were ordered to destroy all the copies of their games. Guess what? Kirok here got to visit Epic, not Epic, I wish that would be cool. Silicon Knights Studios back in 2008.
Oh,
I was actually there. Yeah. They were coming out with a game called Too Human, and I got to play it for like 2-3 hours. I went with somebody who was on I don't know if you remember the channel G4 Tech TV or something like that. Called. So one of the guys there invited me out. I met him, and we went, and it was pretty awesome. But I ended up getting a Silicon Knights t-shirt, so it's probably worth something. I don't have it on tonight. But yeah.
You should be wearing it.
Yeah, I should have been wearing it. I didn't even think about it. I'll do it on another night.
Hey, you know what? There is one other little nugget I have to add in here, just for the sake of covering all the bases and being clear and fair. There might be a little bit of grumpiness here, because one thing you have to remember is that Bluehole, again, is a creator of PUBG and now the owner of the PUBG Corp company that owns PUBG. But the game runs on
the same engine made
runs
by
on
Epic.
the Unreal Engine, which is it's made by they run on the engine that is made by Epic. So you basically it's
it's so funny.
Oops. So there might be a little animosity there, because it kind of feels like they got, I don't know, stabbed in the back in some ways. I mean, if you go to a car company, right, you want to make the next little hot roadster, that's gonna be cool and saucy, that everybody's gonna be like totally into, right? But just because of the size of your shop, your business, you can design and manufacture the body and the wheels and everything like that. But for simplicity's sake and cost value, you're going to go to, say, Ford and source a little engine that's going to work really well for your new hot little car.
Yeah.
And everything works out great. You release your car, people fall in love with it. It becomes the next, Fiat 500 or whatever, smart car, whatever is popular at the time. It becomes the next hot thing. And then the very next year, Ford comes out with a direct competitor to your hot idea with the same exact engine in it. You might be a little pissed off. But reality is, you had a good idea, people are going to copy the idea and then try to improve on it.
You're not going to be able to avoid it.
You're not. Sorry. You're not going to be able to go away with that, because, you can't patent a hot hatch or a pickup truck. It already exists. You're not the first one to create it. I'm sorry. You're not. So yeah, there you go.
All right. So that's it. So I hope you guys liked the. We basically grabbed a couple of the headlines that we thought needed a little bit more digging into, that we wanted to talk a bit more about, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's pretty awesome.
We like to dig into e-holes. And again, if you guys have thoughts and opinions on this, whether you're live in the chat with us tonight or whether you're watching this post show on our YouTube channel, please feel free to comment. We love the comments, and we'll either talk with you live in the chat or we'll watch or read your comments after the fact, and we might even bring them up on the next show.
Cool. So we're gonna wrap it up now, guys. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. Okay, so at this point, I'm just gonna go through some things. Let's see here.
Some stuff and things.
Some stuff
Kirrok,
and things. Yeah.
You got anything? You got anything going on?
No, actually, no. I haven't been back to streaming personally. I'm kind of taking a break. I took a break earlier because I wasn't feeling well, but now I'm rethinking. I'm tacticalizing, if that's even a word, what I want to do next.
Tacticalizing. Ooh,
come on, that's a word. That's a word, right?
I don't speak Canadian, so I can't tell you.
All right. All right, so
thank you, Nutty. I love your face too, by the way. Nice as he loves our faces.
Do you have anything going on for yours or no? Nothing.
As you guys all should know by now, my gaming channel and my Moto vlog channel are pretty much dead. I do have content that I want to upload on my Moto vlog channel, but my life has been way too busy because this is summertime. And with summertime comes a lot of family obligation, including, by the way, family camping trips, which, on that note, just so you guys know, I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to go camping with the family, enjoy the great outdoors, which is a little funny because I live in the Santa Cruz Mountains and I'm surrounded by redwoods. It smells like campground up here. I'm literally 15, 20 minutes from the first campground that we're going to be camping at.
That's amazing.
So it's kind of our thing. We tend to do a local trip to kind of get back in the swing of things for the season, and then we have some far flung ones that we'll be going out to away later. So we'll look forward to having a guest on with Kirrok next week. That's kind of the reason why Kirrok's running the show tonight, because he has to run the show next week.
Yeah,
and he's going to do this kind of often, because I'm going to be on like once a month at least to go on camping trips and other things. Plus, I got a lot of other projects going on, and so on. So yeah, I'm sorry, but again, all my time is really devoted to the Bottle Rocket gaming community, where we do like this show here. We also do Defective Discourse, which, by the way, Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, we have another Defective Discourse coming up, and that's going to be our usual first of the month Defective Discourse. So we'll be getting together with some guests and kicking it easy, chatting, doing stuff. Basically, the idea of that show is we will pick a topic, either one that has to be talked about because it's just too hot not to, or just pick one at random from the list of topics we decide are worth talking about and beating to death. And we could spend upwards of an entire hour just nitpicking the topic to death, really hammering into it and getting feedback. And this is a round table that includes the chat, so I definitely encourage you guys to come on over and watch it with us. Also, worth noting, we're actually going to be doing a special 2.1 episode, which is going to be the week following that one. That's going to be the 12th?
Tuesday the 12th, that's correct.
The 12th. We're actually going to have Boisterous Coconuts on with us, otherwise known as starts with an A.
Asterius.
Asterius, thank you. He's going to be on the show for some crazy reasons. He's going to join us and give us his comical input on certain things. I'm looking forward to that. So that'll also be a fun one to catch up on. So you've got two Defective Discourses coming up this month, which is going to be fantastic. Mm-hmm. I also got a whole bunch of people lined up for Inside the Gaming Mind, which I'll be recording. Hopefully, we kind of missed last month, so I'm hoping to get a couple in this month, including Team Chat Podcast and Des and Fox plays. Nice. And I'm going to try to get rescheduled with Frontier Gaming, who are the guys that did part of the studio that did Mulaka.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We got a lot of good content coming up. And again, if you have not seen this stuff, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel. And on our YouTube channel is where you can find all the wonderful stuff we talked about, including the Inside the Gaming Mind, which is a show that is not streamed live. It is a record only, so it's on YouTube only. You can also catch Sequel Syndrome,
yes,
which is broadcast live over on Ziploc Bob's channel on Twitch. So you can go over to Ziploc Bob and sub there, or follow there, and find out when he's we're actually good. Well, I'm going to be on that show on the 16th, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
And up on the E3 news and whatnot's coming up. Matter of fact, E3 being the immensely news-packed thing that it is, we're going to try to help split it up a little bit. So we're going to have,
between series.
Sequel Syndrome is going to cover some of it. BRG Podcast is going to cover some of it. Defective Discourse is going to cover some of it. And we're also going to do some collaboration with Team Chat Podcast to cover some of it. And Des and Fox plays.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be big. It's going to be big. So look forward to that, and make sure you head over to the Team Chat Podcast sites and sub, follow, and all that good stuff to them. They have a YouTube channel as well. And same with Des and Fox. They've got YouTube and Twitch channels as well. So make sure you cover yourselves. Make sure you get all the coverage, because some of the stuff that we're talking about, they won't be, and vice versa. So be ready for that. And beyond that, again, guys, we are a gaming community. We do gaming things. One of the gaming things I would like to do is get people together and do some gaming nights. One of the things that we used to do, and I want to get back to it again, is doing what we call Freeview, which is a month-long game event where we get together to play a free-to-play game. And then at the end of that month, we get together in a roundtable format to review the game and give it a score of a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And there's this really popular free-to-play game, Kirrok, I heard about. It's like a first-person shooter. We have like 100 people that drop into an island,
Okay.
and then you try to shoot each other and be
you
the
go
last
down
person
to last
standing.
man standing. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it cartoony? Kind of cartoony looking.
No, I mean it's colorful.
It's colorful.
I don't know. I've heard it was popular, so I'm thinking about trying it out for kicks and giggles. See, it's worth the time.
I think it's called Fortnite. Fortnite. That's the one.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Hub Night or Fort G? I don't know.
So I'm showing right now the Twitch channel for BRG. So Bottle Rocket Gaming has a Twitch channel. And right now, if you're watching this live, you are there.
You're here. Yeah.
You're here. So basically, we now transition the podcast, the BRG podcast, which is this podcast, to the Twitch channel live, and then we also post it on our YouTube channel, which Warp just mentioned earlier. A couple of days later. So the other thing that's pretty cool is we took the BRG podcast and we kind of separated out the main topic where we would talk about something even more in depth and put that into Defective Discourse as a new show, and that's the one that comes up on Tuesday. So this coming Tuesday on this channel, on this very Twitch channel that you're watching us on, you'll be able to watch the Defective Discourse episode. It'll be our second one ever. Pretty cool. I'm stoked. And lastly, Bottle Rocket Gaming basically has a Patreon as well.
What?
Yeah, we do. We have a Patreon. So we appreciate support from you guys. We appreciate support from you guys in various different forms. Things such as comments in the YouTube videos that we post, or even chatting like Nutty Cottontail is doing in this very stream right now. Things like that, participating along with us.
Nutty is very turned on by our hair, by the way.
Oh, he is.
I can only assume that, being the lack of hair I have, I'm just assuming that he's talking about your really manly beard.
So here's what I got, because I just got a haircut. I'm going to take my headphones off. You won't see me. So I got this. What are you talking about, boy? So people are going, yeah, you got a Kratos thing going on. Because I got the beard and the shave. Well, not shave.
Face paint on.
I should dress
you really
up.
Should. You
cosplay it.
You know what? I think you should face paint on and then a leather strap and nothing else. You should like bare chested leather. I'm telling you. I tell you what, guys, we're gonna add a higher tier to our Patreon account if you donate $100 to our fund.
Then I'll have to be Kratos.
We'll have your like that.
No, I don't know. Okay, so
Lance, we need to do a tier added on.
So I was going to get to the Patreon. You guys see it on screen right now. There are various different stages at which, if you feel like you can't, watch the show or be here at the time that we air the show live on Twitch, you can actually, from your armchair, as Warp usually says, donate. You can donate monetary value to Bottle Rocket Gaming, and that helps us out. That goes to things like running servers for people in the group to play on. Sometimes Warped even told me that they'll...
Just so you know, to be fair, we have wonderful sponsors we call board members on the back end that help pay the bills every month. And they are our board for a reason. That they help control what goes on in the game community, and they pay dues to help pay for the basics to keep the lights on, like the servers. But the money comes from Patreon, from PayPal, and all that. Goes directly into the community. This helps for giveaways and events that we can host for you, the community, to join us. So the money you guys are putting in is going to come right back to you in that regard. We do giveaways, we have events, and so on. So I definitely encourage you guys.
That's right.
But there is, if you're a poor boy like myself, there are other ways you can help out, and the biggest way to help out is just come join us and be a part of the community by hopping into our Discord channel and saying hi and talking and throwing out there some games you play and seeing people want to play with you. We have a lot of people who just say, hey, want to come game with us? And when they actually have a channel that wants to play, you post in there what you want to play. People are like, dude, I can totally do that Friday night. And we have people like, Rocket League most recently. They literally was like, anybody want to play Rocket League? Like Yankee, one of our oldest members and board member, was just kind of out of the blue, came back, was like, hi, guys, haven't been around. Anyone want to play Rocket League? We're like, dude, we haven't played that in a long time. Sure! We're totally down for that. So be a part of the community in that sense. Also, again, we are looking for help in the community. If you want to step it up a notch and do something more to give into a community, to be a part of a community, you are more than welcome to be part of the community by volunteering, helping out with things. We have positions within the community. It could be moderators. For example, we'd love to have a chat moderator that can step in and say hi, to greet people, to knock us upside the head and remind us that, hey, somebody donated 100 bits, now 101 bits to the cause. And do other things like, for example, TD, because, Kirrok is really, really enjoyed the very active switching he has to do in this podcast.
It's a challenge, but it's awesome once you actually do it. I love
God damn it, Nutty!
What do you say?
He just donated another 100 bits to
Oh,
us.
no way! Thank you for the
Hey,
goodness,
man.
bud.
Jesus, man, you're too nice to us. I love it. So he's got the new high tolerance of 201. So yeah, somebody can beat that bar. It'd be awesome. Anyways, again, guys, we really do appreciate it, and we appreciate the monetary support you give us through Twitch, through Patreon, in all different ways. And again, we could really use people who can help out in the community to be editors, technical directors, producers, etc. Likewise, if you want to get into learning how to do this kind of stuff, this is a great environment to do it in, because we're a casual group. This is not professional in that sense. You can fuck up. I mean, hell, our last show completely fucking OBS shit the bed.
Shit the bed.
And the stream just stopped.
Yeah, I know.
And that was it. We're done. So and by the way, I apologize for that. That was my fault.
Don't worry about it.
I was one hosting it. But God damn it, Nutty.
What, is he doing it again?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's doing it again.
All right. So I can't. Thank you, Nutty.
That guy's being nice. Thank you, buddy. Seriously, man. And now he's made it even 370. Okay, so the next half hour, guys, is going to be saying, thank you, Bunny. 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 May I have another. Seriously, man, I appreciate it. But Bunny is actually technically one of the founders of BRG from way back in the day. He is a really fucking cool cat. He's done his own gaming content in the past. He's an avid gamer. He's a cool cat. So, Bunny, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate you stepping up and kicking off our run here with another bit to get the ball rolling, so to speak. And again, we are affiliated now, so you can donate bits, you can subscribe to us, and so on.
Absolutely.
But again, if you don't have the cash, we totally understand. We do this for sheer enjoyment and for the community. So I definitely encourage you guys, if you want to do something like this, get involved, enjoy doing this kind of stuff, learn how to run OBS. We'll teach you from what we know. I mean,
if you can do this, man, you could probably play one of the Mario games and solve a Rubik's Cube at the same time.
Fair enough. Anyways.
All right, guys. So at this point, guys, we're going to wrap it up and say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for coming out to the Twitch show. And if you missed this, just pick it up on the YouTube channel. So it'll be pretty awesome there.
Don't forget, Tuesday, check the Discourse.
Bye, everybody. See you guys.
Oh, shit.